My boyfriend spent 8 months convincing me to have a threesome. 2 weeks after it happened, he told me to drop out of a class because I was still talking to her. Daniel and I had been together almost 4 years when he first brought it up. I told him no and meant it, and he said he understood and dropped it. And for a while things were genuinely good again. Then he brought it up a second time, softer, more patient, framed differently. We talked about it for 3 days. He was so calm and reasonable about every concern I raised that eventually I ran out of reasons and agreed, mostly because I was tired of the conversation, and partly because some part of me wanted to prove I could handle it. We set rules. Nobody either of us knew well. No emotional attachment. Plain and simple. I was the one who ended up finding someone because Daniel said he wanted me to be comfortable with whoever we chose. There was a girl in my Thursday seminar, Maya, whose Instagram made clear she was bisexual, and who I'd always thought was warm and easy to be around. I sent her the most awkward direct message of my entire life. She said yes. The 3 of us met briefly beforehand. Daniel approved. We went ahead with it. It didn't go the way Daniel expected. He said afterward that Maya hadn't divided her attention properly, that she'd focused too much on me. He seemed genuinely irritated about it. What he didn't know or didn't acknowledge was that I'd been visibly nervous at the start, and Maya had been kind about it in a way that actually helped. I hadn't expected that. I hadn't expected any of it, honestly. I finished twice, which had never happened before, and I didn't know what to do with that information, so I filed it away and went back to my regular life. The tension between Daniel and me settled after a few days. Maya and I kept texting. It started because we had loose ends to tie off, and then just continued because she was genuinely easy to talk to. She sat next to me in seminar every Thursday. We got coffee afterward a few times. I thought nothing of it, or told myself I thought nothing of it. I mentioned it to Daniel one evening, laughing a little, thinking he'd find it mildly amusing. He didn't find it amusing. He told me to block her. When I pointed out we were in the same class, he said I should drop the course. When I told him that was unreasonable, he said I was violating the agreement we'd made, that Maya was clearly trying to get between us, that I was borderline cheating on him by maintaining the friendship. Then he asked me, over and over, whether I thought he was a manipulator. Not as a genuine question, as a wall. Every time I tried to explain how I was feeling, he'd reset to that same sentence, voice rising slightly each time, until I couldn't find the thread of what I'd originally been trying to say. I went quiet after that. Not the agreeable kind of quiet, the kind where something inside you stops moving toward a person. I texted Maya that night. I felt guilty about it and did it anyway because she was the only person I could think of who wouldn't make me feel like my feelings required justification before I was allowed to have them. She listened. She didn't offer opinions about Daniel or tell me what to do. She just said that sounded really hard and asked if I was okay. I sat with my phone for a long time after that. My friends had been telling me for 2 days to end it. 4 years, I kept saying back. 4 years isn't nothing. They said you're right, it's not nothing. It's 4 years you already spent and it has no bearing on the next 4. I didn't have a good answer for that. I called Daniel and went in prepared to suggest a break. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the word break stopped feeling like enough, and I said what I actually meant instead. He left quickly, texted me later that I was throwing everything away and would regret it. I read it twice and didn't respond. But I haven't told anyone yet. What I'm still figuring out how to hold is that I think I have feelings for Maya. Real ones. Not threesome residue, not confusion, not gratitude. Something that was growing quietly in the Thursday seminar while I was busy telling myself everything was fine. I'm not going to do anything about it. It's too soon and the circumstances are too tangled, and she was kind to me when I was vulnerable, which means I owe her clarity, not complication. I'm going to tell her I need some distance, and I'm going to mean it, and I'm going to sit with the strange new information about myself until I know what to do with it properly. 4 years with Daniel, and the thing that finally made it clear was a girl who made sure I was okay before anything else. I keep thinking about that. I think I'll be thinking about it for a while.